Welcome back to Blue Exorcist Anime Review Episode 19. We're actually going to do a double thing with this one. First time done for this series. We're here reviewing the 42nd episode of the series Destiny, and we're going to cover not one, not two, but 3 chapters of Blue Exorcist. Yeah, I have not reviewed a chapter of Blue Exorcist in the past few months, so I'm going to make it up by reviewing the last 3 that were released. So, in the case of this episode, Destiny, we cover chapters 50 and 51 of the manga. Excuse me. And if you're really curious for this arc, we're on the Shimane Illuminati arc. Now, this episode is the start of this very arc. Yep, it is the official, kind of in a way, the official start of this arc, because this is where we finally get into this arc itself. And it's covered in 6 episodes. Yep, in 6 episodes. By the episode Pink Spider, which is, I believe, the penultimate episode of the season. That's when pretty much basically they're going to wrap up the story arc, and then with 45, they're kind of in a way going into the very next arc of the series. Yeah. Which is basically Exorcist's exam arc, which is really, really short. Which I'll get to basically of how much of the arc is covered when we get to the last episode, which we've got 7 more to go. So begin a few different things this episode, where we have this opening scene with Izumu, where she's in a dream and she's butt naked, and she sees her mom, and she's wondering basically like about love, like who could love her, and then we see her sister, who looks exactly like her, believe it or not. Yes. Like, she looks like a mini version, or almost like, if this was not the dub, people might think that this girl might be Izumo's daughter, given the fact she looks exactly like her, except she's shorter. And then she wakes up, they tell us a couple times in the episode. First she wakes up and she looks around, does what's going on. And then we see Renzo waking up thanks to seasoned salt. Or apparently he's in the Far East lab, and then he requests to go see Izumo. And, because he's a familiar face, she knows who he is, so before bringing Rios, and then eventually, then they wheel in her mom. Izumo's mom. This actually is her, I think her debut appearance, I believe it is. Yes, where she's bandaged and it looks like she's been burned too. And then we see his creepy short guy, who is a scientist and looks like he's experimenting with possession. Well, I would say basically trying to put a demon in someone's body. Now, and apparently, but before everyone comes, Renzo does tell her that he did not remove her clothing. That was researchers did that. Which, yeah, that's standard procedure when it comes to basically, even for strip searches, basically have the same gender in order to basically do that. You can't be the opposite gender for doing that. Which, yeah, I get the reason why he did it, because Izumo sees him as a pervert. So, I'm sure that she probably thought this, though, that maybe he wanted to see her with our clothes on, but nope. So, yeah. So, and of course, basically the scientist kind of in a way blackmails his way to get her to be, examined to get possessed. It's either that or go after her sister, who was not in this episode, which we'll get to her later on in the season. And that's pretty much it for her. Right after that scene, that's it for her the whole episode. Because then we see the X-Wires going on a train to this other place and take a plane, where of course everyone goes on the plane. Apparently, he eats grass sandwiches, and apparently Bond is the one who actually likes a sandwich. Everyone else finds him disgusting. Given the fact Ren's a cook, he should have he should have made the sandwiches, not Shimane. So, my guess is the reason why, because here's kind of the thing. Unless, of course, you're on an airplane that provides, like, snacks for free, you probably have to pay for food on an airplane. Now, the airplane that they're on here, where it's got, like, from what I can tell, basically, like, 2 regular rows against the windows plus seats in the middle, have I personally ever been on an airplane like that? No, I have not. There are airplanes like that, yes. But I personally have not been on them, because here's the thing. The only airlines I've ever flown on have been JetBlue and Delta. And that's it. You're like, really? Yes. I have not flown on anyone else, because a lot of the other ones are pretty expensive. That's kind of how it is. Last time I flew on a plane was actually in 2022. So it's been a little over a year since I've actually flown. And the last few times I've flown in December, because I went up north for a Christmas party. So before they go on the train, Paku was basically her only friend aside from Shimane, because basically she gets close to her, where she basically gives Shimane something to get to her, and they go rescue her, and that's it for Paku the whole episode. And from what I can tell, she's not appearing in for quite a while in the series. So they get to location. Meanwhile, though, we come back to the True Cross Academy, where we see Mephisto put up a new barrier. And Shimaru, she proceeds to get out of bed. And, like, she's not cleared yet. She still is basically a wound in her abdomen. And despite the fact he's able to basically catch her. And the way he positions her, it's like, holds her back, but yeah, the camera shots, this thing, and this is not the fault of the anime, this is the fault of the manga, where they made her chest really big for seemingly no reason. Aside from the fact anyone can tell she's just there for fan service, and she's not interested in the main character. She wants, basically, his brother. I am not kidding about that. She's in love with Yuri. You're like, really? Yeah, she's in love with the main character's younger brother. Despite the fact she's like about 30, and the brother is like, what, about 20? Yeah, she's got a thing for him. It's all due with basically something with basically her. She has a curse with her that allows her to live, but she has to basically marry by the time she's like 30, otherwise they'll she'll die. And there's an arc in the series that actually does basically excise this. Yeah, it's basically about 2 arcs after this one, they're going to basically deal with that. Yeah, and I did a whole review on this arc. So, if you're curious how long the arc is, it's 6 chapters. It's known as the Amarori Hachiroto arc. That is mostly put exactly what the arc is. It's mostly put just curing her of the curse. And it's a really quick arc. Yeah. And, well. So, then she's hauled away. And, of course, everybody looks around at this festival. And then there's something familiar. Izumi goes a flashback. Which basically tells the story of a 5-year-old version of Izumu. End of the episode. Really good episode. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, this is interesting. This arc is This is the most recent arc of the series. Yeah, this is only overall the 7th arc of the series, but there's Taylor Kraken technically was partially adapted for one episode. I would not be surprised at the future episode, but still, yeah. But well, now we're on new chapters manga 147, 148. First up, we have 147, One Claw Burning. We have the main characters in this wonderful 2-page spread. Yes, One Piece is not the only one who does this. So, I'm not sure why I didn't review this. I thought I did, but turns out I didn't. We started with Shira, what looked like Satan. I think it's supposed to be calls her both old and young. Huh? You're cold as ice, but hot as flame. Yeah, she's attractive. So what? It's totally excitement. Of course, yeah, it's like, ooh, sorry we haven't time at all. It doesn't have, it doesn't basically stop him. Yep. Yeah, and is that Yuki? No, he's basically someplace else. So, yeah, then we cut to them trying to basically get through the first obstacle by knocking out one of the towers. Well, actually, they had to knock out one of the towers, not this particular place. So, we see like this thing upside down, and they have to destroy this damn thing. So, and of course they can't kill anybody, so and of course basically we basically just climb up, and then we see, well, see a flame, and of course more fighting. Yeah, then one guy is defeated. Yeah, because it's basically like, oh yeah, it's basically the Sun King. What a view. It's like what an abyss. Yeah, it's basically lots of looking, gathering through. That's basically a lot of this chapter, what it is. By the way, this chapter is only 37 pages. And we're not done yet. It's like, yep. But that was only 47. 48 of One Claw combat ability. It's one of the guys in Okila. So then we get a flashback for him, where we tell about his childhood for basically this chapter. For a reason, of course, he gets up. Yep. They're taking the Sun King and, of course, lightning. And he powers up. Taking the Sun King, fights him in this weird, scratchy image. It's like basically, yeah, it's like we go with this really cool artwork, and then for some reason we go to unfinished artwork. Yeah, look at this. Look at this page. Really good, finished. And then, like, for some reason, with page 26, we go to unfinished artwork. It's like it's not even inked. It's like sketches for a few pages, and they're back to regular star artwork. Like, what the heck happened? Did the artist forget to ink these pages or something? It's like it's not even complete. So yeah, and of course they power on through, end the chapter. Man, that was weird. And then we have 149 of One Cloth Indoor. And this one's 49 pages. And it's most of us still like Akira taking on the Sun King. And of course, everybody's still basically just dealing with their own battles. And this guy who, yeah, he's kind of only beaten by Shira. Yeah. Of course, she tells him, "You keep me up, so die alone." Yep. And then of course he falls to some cavern where he gets sealed. Like, I've seen this before in fiction, like in live action, believe it or not, where the ground opens up, person falls in, and the ground closes. I've seen this happen, believe it or not, in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy and Gingaman, where a character falls in and the ground closes up. Though the thing reopens up later on. It's happened a few times. It's basically common open. It's not just basically in Japanese fiction, American fiction is too. It's like, then she's like, you guys should go now. You getting worse, so go ahead. And of course she just stays there. Tells to take care. Then she proceeds to walk over to Kira. Then Makila, like a flashback of him will look like Rin Yuki. Yeah. Conversation with him. Then she just touches her head and then he just falls apart. Yep, he falls apart. And Bond basically starts crying. About warning over this guy. And then move into next, and the door opens, move to the next part of the arc. Okay chapters. Okala basically is a character who's been there for a little while, and he sadly dies 149. Yep. Oh, and these chapters, 142 was released January 9th. 148 was released February 1st. And 149 came out just like about 2 weeks ago. I just now basically decided to review it now. Yep. But, yeah, that's going to be pretty much it particular review. I thought I had time to work on Case Closed tonight, but that turns out that's not going to be the case. Nope. So, I'm going to wrap it up here, and probably do that tomorrow with some Super Sentai. Excuse me. And I'm also going to do something quite interesting tomorrow. I am going to do something I should have done a long time ago. After I do Case Closed, I'm going to review the Attack on Titan Final Chapter specials. The dub. You're thinking, wait, you watched the last whole season all subbed. True. But I started the series dubbed, and I'm going to finish it dubbed. That's how it's going to be. Yep. But yeah, that's a particular view. See you all tomorrow. So please be sure, before closing the video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and do not hit that dislike button. Okay? Let's go. Bye.